This is the book of Baruch, chapter 4 and verse 31. Miserable are they that afflicted thee, and rejoiced at thy fall. Miserable are the cities which thy children served. Miserable is she that received thy sons. Shalom, all glorification, honor, and praise is due only unto Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Rakah HaKodash. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone, along with the bishops, Wazaquanium, who rule and teach the lambs well. And salutations to the elect, the Bahashah Doadah, house of David, beginning with the 144,000 as servants the prophets, on down to the remainder of the remnant, consisting of men, women, and children among Yasharallah, who have believed our report. They too will be delivered out of the coming destruction, and that's what's coming to America. Complete and utter destruction, compliments of the nuclear missiles and the chariots of the Lord, and destruction is also coming to the so-called Israeli state. All right. The only difference between the two is that the Israeli state will be built back up and serve as the hub of the kingdom of heaven. This is Steve Danoon from Israeli News Live, an Amalekite who constantly boasts in the fact that he is Jewish on both sides of his family. But in the last several years, this man has come against the powers that be, all right, as he calls the globalists, all right, Amalek, all right, the Rothschilds, the Rockefellers, etc. Okay, the elites or Mount of Esau. He's brought out a lot of information, going into their wickedness and their skullduggery, etc. And he's profiling an interview, okay, and the young lady you're looking at, all right, is an Amalekite, all right, Simone Zimmerman, and you see the title of the video, all right, Simone Zimmerman shares the painful truth. She's grown up, believing lies, okay, believing that her people were the chosen race, okay, which the chosen race in the earth, the chosen people in the earth, are not her people, all right. The Lord's peculiar treasure are you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians, all right, the true biblical Israelites of the Bible. All right, to include the speckled birds, because our people look like this young lady, Our people look like all the nations of the earth. Okay, another video for another time. But the title of the video caught my attention through the Spirit. Simone Zimmerman shares the painful truth. Okay, and these Amalekites will be the most miserable. That's why I opened up with Baruch chapter 4. They will be the most miserable in the kingdom in Salakia, rather, the kingdom of heaven. They're going to be the most miserable. Okay, Edom as a nation will be miserable. And they're already starting to feel it, man. I've said it many times over the last year. You got Edomites eating out of dumpsters where I stay. So-called white people, okay? No such thing as black and white, okay? You got so-called white people eating out of dumpsters, sleeping inside of car washes, walking around looking all stupid, bugged the fuck out. All right. So they already starting to feel that misery, and that's biblical prophecy, right? That's Deuteronomy chapter 30 verse 7. You can go and look that up. Okay, the curses are being transferred, lifted up off of our people, and being placed upon Esau and the heathen. But we're going to watch a little bit of this. All right. Again, Simone Zimmerman shares the painful truth. Right. Here's the painful truth. All right. This young woman, okay, her whole life and her whole existence is based on lies. And she's just not realizing it. All right. So fair use, because he probably would be the guy that, would cause your video to be taken down. Fair use. I might even put a disclaimer at the beginning. Anyway, we'll see. Let's go.
Good evening, friends. Stephen Ben-Nun here with Israeli News Live, and there's a couple of things I want to share with you guys that are going on, of course, by Jewish people, exposing things that are happening in the Middle East there.
Right. Well, I know, right? Let's go ahead and stop it there. And I had planned on bringing this out the other day, but you know how it is, right? And by the way, today is Sunday, November the 3rd, 2024, the hopeful year of Jacob's trouble. Talking about these Amalekites exposing their own people. That's written up in the scriptures. All right, milk scripture. We're going to go to Psalms, the 64th chapter. Bear with me. Got this brand new Bible, man. Oh, you know how it is when you get a brand new Bible? Oh, man. The things that you get excited about when you come into this truth, man. If you'd have told me 20 years ago I was going to be excited about getting a new King James Bible, I would have looked at you like you were a fucking lunatic. Psalms chapter 64 and verse 8, right? So they shall make their own tongue to fall upon themselves, right? They're telling on themselves, man. They telling on themselves. They exposing themselves, okay? Because these are the same people, all right? All that see them shall flee away, and that's what's happening, man. The world, in the oikomene sense of the word world, is fleeing away from these rats. You know, their cover has been blown, and that's compliments of the prophets of the Lord. You know, beginning with the elder apostle, great millstone on down. Let's continue on.
Especially this one young woman here, Miss Simone Zimmerman. She is a former Israeli soldier, now become activist, and the reason being is, as she'll say in her own words here, is because of what she had been grilled into her mind as being the truth about Zionism. She comes to find out is not true in the first place. Let's listen into this on Al Jazeera.
She also campaigns against anti-Semitism and its weaponization by the pro-Israel lobby. But she wasn't always on that side of the argument. Simone Zimmerman was raised a committed Zionist. Her transition away from that way of thinking forms the core of an award-winning documentary called Israelism that was released last year.
I wanted to know answers from within my own community, and nobody could answer those questions for me. How is it that I am like the best the Jewish community has to offer?
Oh, let's stop it there. What she just said. Nobody can answer those questions for her, right? Right? Well, see, that's the thing. The prophets can answer those questions through the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'asim Yahushai. Okay? The truth's done been declared, Miss Zimmerman. You know? The truth which was so long without fruit. Let's get that one. Oh, yeah, let's get that one. All right? What is that? Second Ezra? And Salakia, forgive me because I didn't have any precepts jotted down per se, but nobody can answer those questions for that young lady. All right. I think it is Second Ezra 6. Hold on. I'm going to have to find it. Yep. Second Ezra chapter 6. I'm going to start in verse 27. For evil shall be put out. It's like, and deceit shall be quenched. Right? As for faith, it shall flourish. That's what you're seeing in the earth right now. All right. Beginning with the prophets first, of course. All right. On down to the remainder of the remnant. Okay. As for faith, it shall flourish. Corruption shall be overcome. And the truth. All right. The truth about these rats. The truth about these bastards who dwell in Ashdod. Okay. the truth about their wickedness, right? And the truth, all right, the truth of the scriptures, which hath been so long without fruit, shall be declared. Okay? The truth has been declared, man, throughout the four corners of the earth. All right? Again, I mean, look at Stephen's face, man. These people are going to be miserable. Oh, man. They're not going to know what hit them. They're not going to know what hit them.
Been through all the trainings, all the programs, and I don't know what the occupation is. I don't know what the settlements are.
Simone Zimmerman joins us now from New York City. Simone, thank you for speaking with us here today at the Listening Post. In that documentary, Israelism, a core theme was your personal turn away from Zionism. To start with, talk about your former self, the pro-Israel activist. What did you believe at the time, and how did you come to disbelieve it?
Well, I grew up with a narrative about Israel that was incredible.
Oh, let me see this. You see this little thing right here? She was a soldier. This woman, what does she weigh? About 95 pounds? She was a soldier. She served in the IDF. Hey, a lot of our women, okay, especially among Judah, all right, you so-called black women, so-called black, all right, you're Israelites. You're gonna go to the Valley of Yehoshaphat. Okay? Can you imagine seeing this woman on a battlefield? Crazy. I just thought I'd throw that in there. All right. Yeah. She looks very intimidating. All right. Anyway.
Incredibly romantic and frankly simplistic. I grew up with an idea of my commitment to Israel as inseparable from my Judaism. I grew up spending a lot of time in Israel, and I planned.
Judaism, right? Judaism ain't in the Bible. All right. And they don't deal with the Bible in the so-called Israeli state. They absolutely hate the Bible. They spit on the Bible. All right. They deal with the Talmud. Read the Talmud sometimes about what it says about Yahushai, who these imposters call Yeshua. Some filthy, disgusting things, man. They deal with the Talmud. They deal with the Kabbalah. All right. Meanwhile, the Christian Zionists over here in America, you dumbasses, you're championing. That's a word. You know, you're supporting. We'll say it that way. You're still supporting these devils, which you're devils too. But these are the chief devils in the earth. All right, Amalek, the chief of Esau. All right, the least of the flock. Okay.
To go be an Israel advocate on my college campus. We often said that was the other battlefield. You know, the college campus is the battlefield for Israel's legitimacy. And so I wanted to go help tell the truth about Israel. Now that all got quite complicated.
Right. And going back to Psalms, the 64th chapter, the Lord is putting a spirit on these people. Okay. To come against their own. I bet her father is, livid. And her grandfather's probably rolling over in his grave. Once again, you people going to find out everything you ever been taught. Everything you've ever been taught was a goddamn lie. All right? Because you're a liar. Okay? And there's no truth in you.
For me, when I began actually meeting students on my campus who had different life experiences related to Israel in different ways, I began reading texts by both Palestinian and Israeli historians who complicated the story of 1948. I learned about the Nakba, the mass displacement of Palestinians in 1948 that led to the founding of the state. And very quickly, that narrative was complicated and shattered for me.
Bam. Yeah. The look on her face says it all. The narrative was shattered for her. Right? Hey, 2/3 of our people, all right, the narrative you've trusted in all these years has been shattered. All right. Think about you know, when you was growing up and what we were taught in the schools. And 99.999% of us who are doing this work, beginning with the elder apostle Graham Wilson on down, were reared up into what? In this public school system, in the public fool system. Okay? Being taught what? Lies. Right? Being led by those who are the forgers of lies. All right, Job, the 13th chapter and the 4th verse. Okay? Yeah, here it is. Simone Zimmerman shares the painful truth. Yeah, you're going to feel that pain, man. In the kingdom of heaven, you're going to feel it. You are going to feel it. And at the end of that 1,000 years, you know, you're going to be rounded up, okay, and burnt up. Thus saith the scriptures, man. Thus saith Obadiah through the Spirit. There will be no more Edomites on the face of the earth. Okay, so this is just the beginning of the pain. All right, the beginning of the sorrow and the beginning of the misery. This is just the infancy stages of all of it. All right, we'll play a little bit more.
And you're not
Very much shattered, and I'll include the link for this interview here that Simone Zimmerman did. And she's very much like ourselves, you know, coming from a Jewish background and believing wholeheartedly in Israel and supporting Zionism, only to find out it's not all what you think it is. Another interesting one.
No, it's not. I mean, the fact that he's still using, you know, Jewish. Okay. Jewish. Where? Could somebody please show me the Jewish people in the Bible? Jewish. You know? Does this man ever go into, this is a rhetorical question because he doesn't, the fact that there's been nothing but warfare and strife in that land since they stole it, pursuant to that Balfour Declaration, and how the prophecy states that when the real, all right, the true people of the Lord get back into the land, there won't be any war. See, that's this young lady never learned that, because again, you Christian Zionists are a bunch of retards. They spit on the Bible that you uphold over here, and you're not really upholding the Bible over here. You know, you're not advocating for the law, statutes, and commandments to be enforced in America. Hell, you people just got through fucking celebrating Halloween. You know, you eat all kinds of abomination. You know, you're getting ready to celebrate Thanksgiving and fucking Christmas and New Year's. All right. But I think that's it as far as her comments. But again, you can go and watch the whole interview on Al Jazeera. Yeah, man. Simone Zimmerman shares the painful truth. And the painful truth is that Esau, all right, again, the so-called white race, okay, is going into slavery. All right. You know. I was thinking about this scripture before I started the video. Like I said, I didn't write anything down. But Galatians 6, right? Galatians 6 and verse 7. Be not deceived. All right, both the people on the screen. All right, Stephen and Miss Simone Zimmerman here. All right, have been deceived their whole lives. All right. Be not deceived. Yahweh power is not mocked. For whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he also reap. All right. Bottom line is, her forefathers stole a heritage, stole a nationality, stole a land. All right. And now, as they say, the chickens have come home to roost. All right. And now it's payback time. So, I think I'm going to cut it off there. Lord willing, you were edified through the Spirit. I don't want to say shalom and so on to the next video.